Welcome back to Sarah's Table. I am so excited today because we are getting back to the roots of Sarah's Table. It has been a really long time since we have had a polymorph system on the show. But in its original incarnation, Sarah's Table it was probably at least 50% polymorph games. So we are diving back to our origins, but we're doing it in a fun new way because we are using a brand new game that's using the polymorph system. And we're going to talk about it soon. But just as a reminder, in case anybody forgot, my name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her. I'm going to be your host today and your GM and your favorite person. And I'm going to remind you all to just have some water, because even though it is cooling off outside, that doesn't mean that you should skimp on the hydration. It's important. Take a sip.
I have to pour it first.
I understand. It's ASMR. We're having a little extra. Okay. So this game has been being teased to me for over a year, maybe longer. Maybe longer. But my good friend Adriel, who is here in this call today, and you're going to get to meet them in a moment, just said these magic words to me quite a while ago. They said, "Hey, Sarah, Nancy Druid." And my brain exploded into many possibilities. And finally, I have bamboozled her into being on the show. I don't think actual Nancy Druid is here today. Maybe. You never know. I get weird. I might bring Nancy in. We don't know. I know I'm not supposed to, but I do what I want. My name's on the show. Before we have all the fun, I'm going to do the good, important business of a safety discussion. Hi. Here on Sarah's Table, safety discussions are super important to me. I think it is what you do as a responsible gamer and game master and human being. It's important to know where everybody's lines are at the table. This forms trust. It lets you to be vulnerable. It lets you have a better experience. And hopefully that means that when your players leave, they're going to want to come back because they feel safe with you. And that's important. Here, you will never find sexual violence, violence against children, withholding food as punishment, or starvation. And also, we are avoiding for this arc or session, or maybe I'll make them come back. We don't know. Any violence against non-combative animals. This has been specified in that if a large, scary creature is attacking you, you can attack back. But if you're walking along and there's a dog, we're going to leave that dog alone. So, okay. I'm going to go around the table. I have two friends who are coming back to the show, and I have a friend who is brand new to the show. And so I'm going to start with our new player. So Christian, tell us about you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Stokes. I am a professional game master, and I run a company called Rough Magic. And I love all things tabletop role playing. I'm very excited to try this new one. I'm usually stuck with D&D 5e, and I'm just thrilled to play something else, honestly.
There's a lot of 5e out. Yeah.
I mean, so much.
And you at your company books almost exclusively 5e. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a Pathfinder campaign, and that's the only other system that we run. Just because Dungeons and Dragons is so popular right now, and we get a lot of new people who have never been able to be in a campaign. So that is the first one that comes to mind.
That's fair. They are a beast, and they have a lot of marketing behind them. So
they do, yeah.
But we don't need to do that here on Sarah's Table because there's clearly enough widespread.
Precisely.
Eyeballs.
Yeah.
Cool. Christian, I think I missed your pronouns.
Oh, I'm so sorry. He, him.
Word. Let me skip down to Whitney. about you, friend?
Hi, my name is Whitney Delaglio. My pronouns are she, her, and bro. I am an artist and game designer. I'm working on game number 3 currently. And I heard about this game, I think, at PAX U last year. And I was like, you had me at Druid.
Yeah, right? So good. Adriel, the floor is yours. Tell me about you.
Hi, I'm Adriel Wilson. My pronouns are they, them, and I am 1/4 of ninth level games. I design and develop RPGs and produce level 1 with my partners, Chris and Heather, every year for Free RPG Day. And I wrote this game that we're going to play, Nancy Druid, to be a companion to my game about princesses, The Excellence, and also the game that we have coming out this fall, Horseshoe Academy, which is a game about magical horses going to boarding school. So all of
Love
these
it
games
so much.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
They're all polymorph games. They're all set in awesome world so that you can be a princess and a druid scout and a horse all in the same game. Well, I mean, individuals could be. You can't be all 3 characters at once.
That's
That would
fair.
be difficult.
It would be difficult, but like if anybody is up to the challenge and you try to homebrew it, like please let us know how that worked out for you.
Yeah.
I would love to know how you could be a magical horse scout princess, because it feels like, like if you try hard enough, I bet you could.
Yeah. It's true.
This might be a solo RP adventure, but could do it. Oh no. Now my brain is working on that. It's fine. We'll come back to it. So where did the idea for this come from? Like it's been brewing for a while.
Yeah. So basically, I think it was Heather who came up with the pun, and she was like, haha, Nancy Druid. And we were like, yes, actually, that sounds great. Because I love shifter narratives. And so the idea of like putting that into a game with scouting, because I like that, and solving mysteries was great. And Chris had this, like, he was so like, I want to do a game where the players select between being the sun and the moon, and it affects what your magic is. And that's perfect for this game, because I was like, okay, well, if you're a moon, you transform into an animal. If you're a sun, you have an animal companion. Like it just sort of all came together really easily and well. It just took me a really long time to write it.
Writing is hard.
Yes, it is.
It's all right. I love all of this idea. Okay. We're going to build our troop. We're diving right in.
Yeah.
Let's build our troop.
Ooh.
So, I have the document in front of me. It's totally here. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Also, as a quick reminder, for those of you who have never played any polymorph before, but specifically The Excellence, this takes place in a place called Awesome World, which is sort of like if all of the really great, cool parts of classic 80s cartoons got mashed all together. That is where you are living. When you're in The Excellence, you get to be a princess of something in Awesome World. And here you are a druid detective scout, and you are, their council is located in, is it Reedaville or Redaville?
Reedaville, like,
Reedaville.
yeah, because that was a subtle reference to, I'm very old, Encyclopedia Brown being in Idaville.
Yes.
So yeah.
Great. Excellent. Reedville is described as a sleepy little town with a lively arts scene and a giant public library. It is nestled on the edge of the inexplicable forest, which, as you might guess, has a puzzling amount of mysteries that crop up. Because it's inexplicable, obviously. So let's build our troop first. So what, Adriel, as the designer, when you are building your troop, what do you feel is the first step that we would take as a group?
The most important thing and the first step is to choose what animal our troop takes its inspiration from, because choosing your animal determines like what kind of characteristics we find important and the things that we as a troop care about, like advancing in the world.
Cool. So here's a good question. Does this animal have to be a forest dwelling animal?
No, it can be any animal.
All right.
There is a chart that I have provided because one of the other important tenets of our design ideas about this game was that animals' collective nouns are fun. Like, for example, ducks, a collective noun for ducks is paddling or battling. And so we wanted to have like all of these different options. And as long as we know what the collective noun is, we can have any animal we want.
Can I tell you two of my favorite collectives?
Yeah.
So one of them is that a group of jellyfish is called a smack. So that's one of my favorites. And the other one is that a group of rhinos is called a crash. And I just think it's fascinating because it sounds like a small child, like whatever scientists, they like turned to their like 4-year-old and they were like, hey, what do you think a group of jellyfish is? And they were like, a smack. And that was the end of it. And I think that's probably how they named all of them, was just like one of the people was like, hey, small child, tell me what
about crows, though.
A murder of crows.
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe it was just like a very dark child. Like, you know? Also, ravens is an unkindness, which is very interesting.
Kittens are an intrigue.
Oh, I love that. That's so fun. But what animals are calling to the two of you that have been quiet during this part, Christian and Whitney?
God, there's so many options. This is tough. Whitney, do you have any?
What's the group of spiders called?
Oh,
Because they don't really collect. They usually like roll solo unless it's making babies time.
A cluster or clutter?
clutter is really interesting.
How about a group of like warthogs or like
Warthogs. I love that too.
wild
Let's
pigs?
see. Warthogs.
Sounder.
Sounder.
A sounder.
Yeah, it's called a sounder of
Sounder.
warthogs.
Oh, friends, I just discovered that a group of zebras is called a dazzle.
I mean,
This
that
whole
makes sense.
episode is just going to be us naming animals.
Yeah.
And then discovering what the group is called and going, oh no, I love all of these. And then we're going to wrap up and just be like, buy the game.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the end of it.
I know a group of sharks is called a shiver.
Oh, that's good.
I can't think of any other cool ones.
Would it be difficult to be a sea creature?
No, I mean, it's cartoon logic. So
Got it.
if we're a sea creature, we can just be wherever we want. No water required.
If the troop was to be a group of octopuses, they would be called a consortium of octopuses.
They're so smart.
They're
Yeah.
so smart. That's why, because they're a little uppity. They're a little like, we are a consortium. Thank you so much.
The academics of the animal world.
Big old brain.
Yeah.
Or a squad of squid. Because they are less academic. So they're like, it's practically our name. Just switch it. They wanted to be called a squid of squid, and then somebody was like, you can't just call them a squid of squid. And they were like, fine, I guess they'll be a squad. If I have to be. All right. Okay. I'm gonna make us narrow it down. Hi. This is my job as the person leading this. Do we want to be land dwelling, sea dwelling, or flight?
Go land.
Land. We all feel good about land.
I'm not the one to ask. I'm gonna.
Whitney's gonna want the sea 100% of the time.
Oh no. Yes, land is cool.
Land is
has
cool.
Plenty of cool things.
I'm good
Lots
with
of
that.
things on land.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. On land, are we like reptilian, mammalian? Just gonna keep narrowing us down.
Amphibious.
Nope, we have avoided water. We're
That's
avoiding
true.
water. We have taken that out of the equation.
No water.
No more water. just water to drink. Reptile, mammal.
I mean, technically, bugs and stuff too. Like if we wanted to be like hypothetically
Okay.
butterflies.
Okay. All right, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Reptiles, mammals, bugs and stuff is
Bugs
the third
and
one.
stuff.
Do we want bugs and stuff? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I just like that you called it bugs and stuff.
And stuff.
But I'm good with all three categories.
Oh no. Everybody's so agreeable. Someone have an opinion. Quick.
What if we just roll a die?
D6?
Yeah.
Let's roll a D6.
And we are randomly assigned our category.
Okay. 1 and 2 is going to be reptiles. 3 and 4 is going to be mammals. And 5 and 6 is going to be bugs and stuff.
Bugs
Okay.
and stuff.
Okay, we got a 4. Mammals.
All right.
Okay, good. We're narrowing it down. 18 minutes in, we know that we're a mammal. Doing great.
Some of that was intros, so
Okay, so mammals. Are we what is the area of the world that said mammals live in?
Ooh.
Are we savanna animals? Are we forest creatures? Are we like Arctic creatures?
Would carnivore herbivore be a better narrower down before we get to
Sure,
region?
let's do that. Are
yeah.
we Vegisaurus or are we Metasaurus?
All your words.
I have not eaten enough vegetables in this past week because I was on vacation. So I think we should be veggie eating animals.
Veggie eating animals.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's look up. Let me give you some options.
Because I don't think there are any herbivores in the Arctic, for example. So I thought that'd be a better narrowing down of location.
Yeah. I don't think you can survive the Arctic.
You would
Like,
certainly die.
I just want a salad though. If you could like I'm just looking for all right. We got common plant-eating animals.
Yeah.
They're so cute. Wow. Oh man. There's also like so many. There are 6 types of herbivores.
Oh.
Science is wild. Welcome to Sarah's Table, where we sort of follow science, but not really. All right, here we go. Ooh, all right. How strong of an animal are we? Are we like cute little friendly animals like squirrels, or are we like gorillas? Because those are both herbivores.
I mean,
Christian?
I'm leaning towards cute.
I'm
Cute?
leaning towards high dex score herbivores if there are any.
Sure. I mean, all right, so we're gonna avoid pandas because they don't seem very dexterous. But like, so like deer, those are very dexterous and they are herbivores. Antelopes, beavers, goats.
I love a goat.
Love a goat.
They have cool eyeballs too.
Yeah.
Good at climbing.
Good at climbing, good at screaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, God, that joke in Thor
Some
was
some
so
of them are
weird.
fainting. Yeah,
Some are
like,
great
and
at
there's a bunch of
fainting.
different kind of goats, that are good at stuff. Let's see
I
what
mean, Rammy's the best pet in Castle Crashers, so
what is a group of goats called?
badass.
Okay, so there are a couple options. There's
Mhm.
flock or herd or tribe or trip.
Trip.
A trip of goats.
Trip of
I-
goats.
I like Trip because it's funny.
It is funny. Plus, then we can really dive into like what sort of goat you either turn into or have as your best friend.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
We're a trip of goats. Trip of goats. All right. Adriel, what do you think our next step is for organizing our troop?
So our next step is to come up with 3 things that sort of exemplify the essence of goat. So like, for example, I have an example in here somewhere.
I see it. I've got it. I can read
Yeah.
it if you'd like.
Yes,
For example, the troop in the book, it has chosen to be raccoons, and their chosen adjectives are adaptable, clean, and cunning.
Yeah.
So when you think of a goat, what word comes to mind?
I mean, headstrong, figuratively and literally.
Headstrong. I love that. You just have to figure out a way to make that like a positive thing.
I think like intelligent goats are very smart. I think.
Okay. Smart. Christian?
Hungry.
Hungry. Yes.
I'll eat anything.
We'll eat all the things. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So here is your pledge, everyone. I promise to be intelligent, headstrong, and hungry. To use my strengths, smarts, and skills to solve every mystery I can. To help my forest, my community, and awesome world. We are a trip of goats.
Love it.
I can't wait to see what sort of trouble you all get into as goats. Oh my goodness. All right. So I feel like our troop is all organized, correct?
Mhm.
All right. So now we get to build our characters. The section of the book is called Solving the Mystery of You, which I love.
Thank you.
Okay. So first step, as is laid out in character creation, is to choose the role that fits you best. And it is, how do I solve mysteries? There are 4 choices. This game I can balance. So if all 3 of you were like, hey, we're all the same kind, that's totally fine with me. You don't necessarily need to have a spread, but it might be easier to solve some problems if you have an array. But again, this is also like if everybody's like, I'm a rogue, like we can oops all rogues this. That's fine with me. Not a problem.
I love that cereal.
Oops all rogues. Okay, so here are our options. I solve mysteries using my extrasensory abilities to intuit the answers. I solve mysteries using my perceptive abilities. I solve mysteries using my charm to get them talking. Or I solve mysteries using my strength and spunk.
Oh man, next time we gotta play an animal with echolocation.
Yeah.
We're bats forever.
Or dolphins.
Or dolphins. Or hey, your goat could try to use echolocation. I would not stop you from doing that. They scream
the
a
horns
lot.
Probably sense something.
I would say so. Yes.
Yeah.
So which of those are calling to each of you?
Can you repeat them, please?
Yes.
I got excited by echolocation. I'm sorry.
Echolocation is a thing to get excited about. I understand. Extrasensory abilities to intuit the answers, perceptive abilities, charm, or strength and spunk.
I pick strength and spunk.
Okay. Whitney, you are the tough one.
Swole.
So you will be using a D10.
X. I figured as much. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's probably the D. It's usually in dice order, so I figured it's D10.
Christian, what
I-
sort of goat are you?
Probably charm.
Charm. So I solve my mysteries using my charm to get them talking. You are the likable one, and you have a D8. Which in my head clearly makes you one of those like super fancy goats with like the real pretty ones with the long ears.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a really cute white one right now.
Aww.
I feel like it seems to me like Whitney has some sort of mountain goat.
Yeah, I have like the horns that are like, have, like infinite curls.
All right. How are we rounding out our party, Adriel?
I will take the observant one, the D6.
D6, perceptive abilities.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So my observant one is most, I was going to say adept. Maybe that's the right word. You are best suited for badge and shoes rolls. This will all make sense soon, I promise, for those of you who have not played before. Our likable one is best suited for shoes and backpack rolls, and our tough one is best suited for backpack and guts rolls.
Cheeseburger backpack. Cheeseburger backpack. And what was the other one after backpack?
Guts.
I missed that show.
It's a good show.
Me too.
Everybody bring back Steven Universe, friends. Yeah. Bring it back. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. We've organized our thing. Okay, so here's a thing for you all to make a note of. When you are playing a polymorph system game, you only roll your chosen die. So we will only ever have you be rolling a D6, a D8, or a D10, whichever one you have been assigned by your roll. And you are looking for target numbers. So rolling low is not always good. Rolling high is not always good. This is exactly, we're looking for exactly these numbers each time. So in your notebook, which is going to be your list of target numbers, if I ask for a badge roll, you need to give me a 2 or a 3. A shoes roll will be a 3, 4, 5, and I will go over these each time if we need them. A backpack roll will be 4, 5, 6, 7. A guts roll is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For those of you with a lower die, that doesn't automatically mean that you cannot get a success on a higher roll or in a higher category. If you roll max on your particular die, you get a clue towards the mystery. And I'm going to double check on this because some polymorph games are different. Is rolling a 1 an automatic success in this game?
When you roll a 1 in this game, your best beast friend helps you if you're a sun, and if you're a moon, that's when you transform.
And solve it.
Yeah. Something about being in your animal form helps you solve whatever challenge you're up against.
Goats are very clever.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, so I feel like we should check to see if you all want to be a sun type or a moon type. Is that something that you get to choose, or is that dictated by what kind of die you have?
Nope, you get to choose.
You get to choose. So do you have a goat, or are you a weregoat? I'm going to start with Whitney. Do you have one, or can you be one?
I am absolutely a weregoat.
Weregoat. So you are a moon type druid.
Hell yeah.
Christian? Oh, you are muted.
Sun.
You are a sun type. You have a goat. And so who is your goat?
My goat is Bootsy. And it is a very cute white small goat, like a baby goat with the long curly ears. It's a kid.
Oh,
does it have boots?
Bootsy.
Yes, it has boots.
Yes.
But by that I mean it's fur coloring. Looks like
I love that. I mean, I feel like Whitney's gonna try to buy boots for Bootsy. It feels like
that's
that.
okay. That's okay. Assuming Bootsy doesnn't eat them, it should work.
I mean, that just means that she gets to buy more. Like, so win-win. Adriel, can you turn into a goat, or do you have a goat?
I definitely can turn into a goat.
Okay, so we got a sun and 2 moons. Which is super normal. It's okay that you have a troop that has both suns and moon druids inside it.
Yep.
Okay. Continuing to build out your character sheet. You have all been druid detectives for a little while now, so you have earned some super cool and useful badges. Since this is our first adventure together as a troop, you're each going to get 3 badges that you have definitely earned before this mystery. So, Adriel, can you tell us a little bit more about badges?
Yeah, so badges come in 3 categories. There are outdoors badges, medals badges, and life skills badges. So I don't know if any of you were ever scouts when you were a kid. I was, and badges would have different colors on the outside for whatever category it fit in. I was in Girl Scouts. And so in this game, outdoors badges are like outdoor activities like starting fires or planting trees, that kind of thing. Medals, so that falls in the druid area of your life as a scout. Medals stands for math, engineering,
technology,
thank you, art, logic, and science. And those are sort of like the detective type badges. So they are badges that like it's more like stuff that you would know in your brain as opposed to your hands, which I associate outdoors with. And then life skills are your scout badges. Knowing how to sew a button, changing a flat tire, baking a cake, all things like that can fit into that category. And I recommend that each person have a badge in each category so that you have like an option in all 3 categories.
Yeah, because you're going to be able to use these to augment your roles.
Yes.
when you are doing things. It will give you, I'm assuming it gives you advantage on a check.
Yeah.
So if you are coming up against a skill that involves foraging for something in the forest and you've gotten that kind of badge, when you are rolling, you get to roll with advantage. But you have to, you just tell me like, hey, I have this thing. So I'm gonna invoke it now. I remember having done this before.
Yeah.
So I am making you all do a lot of mental gymnastics. I'm making you all come up with things as I just talk randomly, which is fun for me because I don't have to think of things. But we can also chat about that if anybody wants suggestions. We can talk about maybe like checking out what our outdoorsy thing is. But I'm going to give you a second to think. And while you are thinking, I am going to say that I think what would be amazing when this game is out is to be able to buy actual badges.
I mean, obviously.
Is that a thing that we are hoping to make happen?
Maybe. Very likely we will end up with some badge stickers.
Love badge stickers.
Yeah, we may make some badges. So a little like peek into the future. Horseshoe Academy and Nancy Druid are both games that we're just releasing straight to the market. So Horseshoe Academy will be out in October, Nancy Druid probably January. Now, once we've got all those games out, that will mean we've got 3 games set in Awesome World.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to set a couple more games in Awesome World with those with exciting cartoon type things, maybe mermaids, who knows? But at the point when we've got at least one more game, we're also going to write a GM's guide that helps the game mistress sort of mash all these games up. So, because these games are really popular with children as well as adults.
Absolutely.
And you want to be able to play the type of character you want to play. So we're going to write a guide to that. And at that point, that's when you'll see Awesome World products on Kickstarter. And I think that there will be some good stretch type goals.
Some fun extra bits.
Yeah. And our artist, I haven't passed her the brief yet, but she's hopefully going to draw some really cool badges that we've done. Maybe, we'll see what happens.
So excited.
Yeah.
What are the 3 badge categories again?
Outdoors, medals. Medals is your detective stuff, and life skills. Has anybody thought of an outdoors one yet? Yes, wow. Christian did it because he was not listening to us ramble, which is what is what happened.
I think I would be proficient in knots. For Bootsy.
Yeah. Because Bootsy's always getting away.
Yeah. So knots, that's my outdoor skill.
That's perfect.
I just gonna draw from my life experience because that's the kind of person I am. Mm-hmm. I definitely, my outdoors badge is in fire safety and creation. So I can make a fire out of anything, but also they're very safe fires because fire safety is very important. Mm-hmm. Don't set off fireworks in the direction of your friend's house because then he'll get mad and assume that you're going to accidentally burn it down. Don't do that.
Wow. That was specific.
Yep.
Great. Well, we will not delve deeper into that. Whitney, how are you feeling about outdoors? What is your outdoors skill?
My outdoors actually ties into my indoors. My outdoors is plant finding because I could not think of the adult word for that.
Foraging.
Foraging, yes. which ties into my indoor skill.
Oh, well, let's go to your indoor skill. So is it your life skill or is it your detective skill?
Life skill, which is painting. Because I imagine that my goat, the way they do painting is, and they probably have like some staining going on their goat fur, is that they like get a bunch of plants that are the color palette they want, grind them all up, just like pat them anywhere and just go YOLO straight into a wall as a goat.
Oh my gosh.
And just and hopefully the impact makes the piece of artwork that they have in mind.
I love this so much. It's it absolutely sounds like something that would be in an art gallery. And here you'll see where I turned myself into a goat, ran at the wall with paint on my face.
Every run is a color run.
Every run is a color run. That's the name of the exhibit. Perfect.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. All right, Adriel, do you have a life skill? Since we're on that category, life skill badge.
I'm gonna say that. We'll go with baking. We'll go with baking. Yep.
Love it. I almost thought you were going to say bacon. And I was like, no, we're vegetarians.
I mean, you can be vegetarian and still prepare meat.
You can. Just like I'm very good at making bacon for other people. But baking, let's do it. Baking sounds correct, as that is what you actually said.
Yeah.
Christian, life skill.
Oh, goodness.
I've jumped the category.
I know. You have, and I was thinking baking too. But you've already got it, so you have to bake the treats for Bootsy.
It's true.
So I am struggling a bit because I was not a scout. I was in 4-H, which is
so cool.
Which is more farmy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would be like. You know what? Would carpentry count for like a life skill?
Absolutely.
Right? Because I have to build platforms for Bootsy to climb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. That's good. You can build, you can help. You can maybe also build canvases that are solid enough for your friend to run her face into.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do it on the side of mountains.
There we go.
It's like carves it out.
And then you have to carve it out
and
mount it somewhere. Yeah. Well, then you would need something that it could be mounted on. Really stressing it. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So we're back to medals. Let me just, which is the detective one. I'm going to read the categories out again, just so that you all can remember. The M stands for both maths and magic. Then we have engineering, technology, arts, logic, and science. So anything detective-y, but also sort of mysticism-y.
I know what I want for mine, if it's okay if I say it now.
Hit me.
I want to be awesome at codes. So like making codes and breaking codes and yeah.
Yeah. Love that.
Cool.
We ask the hard questions here. And if you could have any skill, what would it be? It's hard. It's a wide category. Dig into your detective noir little hearts. Find if you were a Hardy Boy or you were Nancy Drew or like the Scooby Gang.
Nancy Druid hangs out with the Heartwood boys.
Oh my gosh. We need to get in there some sort of Mystery Machine reference.
Yes, 100%.
Find it.
So like what I'm sorry, this is like the category I'm struggling with. Like what would some examples be? I'm not really a mystery person. Like the closest I've got to is Phoenix Wright, and that's a terrible example. So I'm like, I'm like, I basically put a mechanic in my game that's called Shark Detective. Like I have no idea how this works. So
there's an example in the book of that. Something from the detective category might be a robot building badge, because that's technology. and or engineering. We have the example of like codes and cryptography, which is what Adriel took. So that's like, being able to like decipher messages, and things of that nature. You could have something. I would say maybe like tracking would be something that could be a metals category, because you're following clues. Let's see.
I'd jump in on tracking, because
Tracking?
Bootsy gets into trouble. I got to find Bootsy.
Yeah. I mean, and it really ties in. Absolutely. I think it could even be something as simple as like sight or second sight. Maybe it's a magical ability to see something well. Or that you could even see magical traces, perhaps. Is that a thing, Adriel, that would fit under that? Yeah, cool. I'm just inserting things in the game now, and Adriel's not saying no, so it works. I mean, it's also like maths is a thing. Oh, okay. Here's something that could be possible. You are like a mountain goat, right? You're like a climber and stuff. Perhaps your ability is either like pathfinding, because you can see how things work, or even like geometry, because you see the shapes that everything makes and you know where to put your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Those are options.
Yeah.
Pathfinding sounds good.
Pathfinding.
Yeah. That's an attention to detail thing that an artist would know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I imagine like their pathfinding vision is very like everything else is lame and this is the radical path.
Yeah. That one's easier, but it's dumb.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go on this one because it's super cool. All right. So you each have a very special type of shoes that you are wearing. And each one will give you, sort of advantages or maybe disadvantages on things that you are doing, depending on what you are trying to do. We have a couple of options for you to choose from. We've got our transverse Snook Sailors, your trusty canvas sneaker, comfortable, fast, sure, and durable. They give you advantage on rolls when you're trying to do something stealthy. You got your spikies, which are running shoes. They're the absolute best. They've got fast filaments built in to help you run your fastest. Also great for other sports. They give you advantage on shoe rolls when you're trying to do something specifically athletic. If you're going to just do something. You can't come after me for copyright. I've changed enough.
Yeah.
We've got our horse girl boots.
Mm-hmm.
For every scout who's ever loved a horse, unicorn, or Pegasus. Also, the official boot of the Candian Mounties.
Yeah. I'm so proud of that one.
It's so good. It's so good. You should be proud of them. I love them. This whole, listen, we love puns here on Sarah's Table, maybe more than most people do, to the point where sometimes I will say puns and I'm like not in the right group of people. And they're like, stop it. Those
people are wrong.
They're wrong. Listen, everyone at home, wrong.
I have a table rule. If you make me angry at you for a pun you make, you get inspiration for the rest of the session.
Yeah.
Like,
that's important. That's good stuff.
It has to bring hate from me, though.
You have to be like, oh no.
Yeah. Like,
why?
Yeah.
All right. Inspiration. Yeah. Jerk. Anyway, horse girl boots, tall boots, great for riding animals who are willing to carry you, cleaning up big messes, and looking official. They are practical and they also make you taller. And then you've got your Proctor Martens. Pines are boots made for the woods and doing outdoors things. You can hike, climb trees, and wade through streams wearing these boots. They give you an advantage on shoe rolls for woodsy, outdoorsy things. So you each get to choose a shoe. You can all choose the same kind of shoe. I don't know if maybe your trip of goats has like an official shoe of your troop. But how are we feeling?
Horse girl boots.
Horse girl boots. It seems right.
That's what I'm feeling.
That's going to give you advantage on doing things that you have to be agile for. So and I'm not going to remember what each of you have. So it is absolutely up to you to tell me that what you are using to have advantage.
Yeah, sorry, one more time. That gives me advantage on what did you say?
Doing something that requires agility.
Okay.
And you can always say, hey, can I use my shoes for this? And if you have a good enough argument, I'm probably going to let you use it.
Cool.
I am going to go with Proctor Martens.
Proctor Martens.
Yep.
Climbing, hiking, woodsing.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna pick the spikies because it's not quite woodsy. It's more like running horizontally up a mountain, and that's like the only thing that I do.
Yeah, sounds good.
Horizontal. I mean, vertical. Horizontal's this way. Vertical mountain climbing.
Well, you could also use them to run horizontal as well.
Yes,
they don't stop working.
Only vertical.
Only vertical.
I have to be vertical at all times. Well, in that case, yeah.
Excellent.
Horizontal forward where you're running on the side of a mountain. Just
upside down. Just like you have to do it this way because you don't want to
wire fooing all the time.
Okay, so you have a good trusty backpack with you with all kinds of useful stuff in it. String, gum, a journal. You're going to be rolling that when you are engaged in conflict of some kind. So there are a couple of things that okay, Adriel, question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does everyone have to identify what they have in their backpack prior to play? Or is this like, if you roll a backpack and you succeed, then you can tell me what you have found in your backpack to do it?
It is the latter.
It is the latter.
Yeah. So you basically, like, if you succeed, you just have to say, oh, like in my backpack, I have X, and that, helped me in this combat situation. But you don't need to determine it ahead of time. The reason that we determine badges ahead of time, and also have a cap on the number of badges that we can have, is that I played a game with some wonderful folks this summer, and I had just had like no limit. And they just rolled all over me as the GM, because I was like, oh yeah, you can essentially use this to do whatever you want, and maybe I should fix that.
Maybe we should put a touch of constraint on you.
Just a little, as a treat.
Okay. It's just a little constraint as a treat.
Yeah.
Cool. And then there's guts. You know what's right in your guts. So what is in yours? So do we want to... Oh, we have this lovely guts word chart.
So if you are familiar with the excellence, basically, guts is the equivalent of heart, and it's like that driving force, like that makes you the person you are, but also has mechanical use.
Okay. So we have the option, I would say, of rolling on this chart. It's a D100 if you would like to roll, or I think you also have the option of just like choosing a word if you have some sort of guts guide word. You know, how do you follow your gut? So would you like to roll or would you like to choose? Each of you may choose differently. It doesn't have to be all the same.
I have a word.
What is your word?
Thorough.
Thorough. I like that.
Yeah.
My stomach also liked it. I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but it had a lot to say. It was like, hey, listen.
Yeah.
Christian, would you like to roll or do you want to?
I'll roll.
Okay. Give me a D100 roll.
That is an 18.
18. Oh, this feels correct for you. It's cooperative.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
You and Bootsy always cooperating.
Yeah.
I feel like you are doing more of the cooperating than Bootsy is probably.
Oh, certainly.
But
I'm good at convincing him to be cooperative.
listen, Bootsy.
I would also like to roll.
All right.
And I have rolled 45.
45. Oh, happy.
Yay. It's kind of fitting.
Yeah, sure is.
Just goofy and earnest all the time.
Oh, I love this. I'm going to write it down.
All right. Great. So, when you roll max, is it still called a crown?
It is a clue.
Clue.
So when you roll max, basically, you as the GM give an appropriate clue, appropriate based on what type of scout we are. So like if one of us was the spooky one, right? Like the clue would be something spooky related, that kind of thing.
Okay. So I have here that you can also ask a specific question of the GM or ask them to give a hint to help you with the situation you are in. It is like you have just had a burst of intuition.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. So mechanically, if you roll your target number, then that is considered a win! Exclamation point. It's like jazz hands. You get what you want. And you get to tell me you have narrative control of the scene. So you get to tell me what the outcome is of that roll. Yeah. If you roll a miss, it is a fail. Also exclamation point. It's joyful. You don't get what you want, or you get what you want, but with consequences up to the GM. And narrative control is in the hands of the game mistress. Hopefully, there's a note here that says, hopefully the troop will learn something from this mess. So you can get something called a lesson token. And that lesson token is currency that your troop can use to help themselves out of a jam later on. You maybe have failed, but you have learned something really important that you can then use later to succeed on a roll.
And there isn't, so in Nancy Druid, and there isn't like the same description of the montage as the excellence. I mean, I know that you, Sarah, can see that it's in there, but it's gonna shift a little in focus. Instead of being like a band who's playing a song, you're gonna have like a helpful montage if you want to pool your lesson tokens together. So it'll be a montage where everybody's taking a different role in helping in this situation. Like, yeah.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
for those of you in this call who have seen Leverage, have you seen Leverage? Okay. Is this montage like all of the flashbacks of people doing all the things that shows how clever they were?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. Cool. All right. Christian said he has not seen Leverage. I'm trying to think if there's another good
Is it like
example.
it's like a heist montage,
Like
right?
a heist montage.
Like a
yeah.
little more Blades in the Darky sort of like.
Yeah, you have the
yeah.
flashback of
Okay, got
and I was setting this up and I was following this and I was there ready to wait for this and all.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Although hopefully you're not pulling heists because that would make you sort of criminals.
We solve the forest crimes. We don't cause
Solve
the
the
forest crimes.
It's more like Sherlock's flashbacks
Yeah.
to how smart he is. And I'm sure that a group of goats is just as smart as Sherlock Holmes.
If not smarter.
It feels like probably the smartest of everything. World's greatest detectives.
It's hard to tell, but Bootsy does have an English accent.
Oh yeah, sure.
So,
English man.
I'm trying to figure out how that sounds.
Does Bootsy wear a deerstalker hat? Like,
Yeah, and sometimes Bootsy will just have a very English, like double-breasted suit on.
oh sure,
Yeah.
Nice.
Like you do.
little
Yeah.
pipe every so often.
A bubble
yeah.
pipe.
Yeah, I'm sure they're edible. Yeah, you just eat them through, and then,
It's just licorice, and they just keep eating. Need another pipe. This is why you need somebody who can bake. Like, can you make something else again? I don't.
Yeah.
They ate all the things.
Yeah.
Okay. Have we built everybody? We just need everyone's name. Yes.
Yeah.
The only character we have named thus far is Bootsy. I feel like
That's the only important name, really.
I feel like we should also have your scouts' names. And just to clarify, scouts can be any pronoun.
Mhm.
Great. This is welcome to all. We can have he, him, they, them, she, her, anything in between scouts.
All the pronouns, all the neo pronouns, all the good ones.
None of the bad ones.
Yeah, not that there are any bad ones.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't exclude much, really. If you're just like, no bad things. Well, all right. Guess that means everybody can be here.
Yeah.
My stomach is naming all of you right now. It's like, I have these ideas. Listen to me.
Naming people is hard.
Naming people is hard.
So for the first time, and it'll probably never happen again, I actually do have a name in mind. It'll never happen again, though.
Well, great. Let's hear it.
Okay. So we were saying that goats are called, what's a group of goats called again?
A trip?
Trip. Okay. So I like this is like a narrative name. So I imagine there's one day where my goat is like way up high, like trying to do like a up high painting.
Sure.
And they just asked like, so what are we called anyway? And like one of them down below was like a trip. And I'm like, what? A trip? What? You mean a trick? Like, no, a trip. And I'm like, well, I'm calling myself Trick.
Trick.
Nice.
Well, mine was better, so I'm claiming it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm coining this.
All right.
I'll be Stella.
Stella and
that's such a pretty
Bootsy.
name. That sounds like a Netflix series
Stella
that I
and
would
Bootsy.
watch. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I
I'd
would
watch
absolutely watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Hey, Netflix. We have an idea.
that.
Don't cancel it after season
It's
2.
just, I know, like,
Right.
give us a call. It's going to be good. All right. Uh-oh. We got to,
Yeah, I gotta think of a good name. Mm, let's go with, I'm looking at my bookshelf for good names. Let's go with Shell. I will be named Shell.
Shell.
Yep.
Excellent.
Nell and Stella.
Yeah.
Shell and Stella and Trick and Bootsy. We just keep naming, just keep and more names and more names and more names. All right. We did it. We built our people. Did I miss any steps?
Oh, Trick's pronouns are he, him, and bro.
He, him, and bro.
Yes.
Okay.
Shell's pronouns are they, them.
And Stella?
She, her.
She, her, and is Bootsy? Who is Bootsy?
Bootsy accepts anything that is respectful.
Perfect.
Lord Bootsy.
Lord.
Yeah. Acceptable.
Lord Bootsy.
Respectful. Absolutely.
I mean, that's
I
not,
love
is that
it.
a pronoun? I don't think that's actually. That's
I feel like Bootsy is from a long line of like perhaps barons.
I mean, syntaxes are the ultimate pronoun.
Yeah.
As soon as you
Baron
add
Bootsy.
the third, it's like
The third.
that's
Bootsy
it.
the third.
You're done. It's cool.
Bootsy feels very posh to me.
Baron Bootsy the 7th.
Seventh.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Wow,
Very long line.
that's a family tree right there.
Yeah.
I have a question about Bootsy.
This whole listen, this episode has become it's very Bootsy focused, and I love it. I'm here for it.
Does Bootsy spell Baron's name with a Y or an IE?
Oh, yeah. Is it Bootsy Y, Bootsy or Bootsie?
I wrote it down with a Y, but that's not, that's how I
Cool.
wrote it down.
I wanted to make sure that I had it
Yeah.
correct. It's important.
Great.
It is.
Yeah, respect the Bootsy. I feel like Bootsy is maybe one of the most important members of the troop.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's
Yes.
true.
Keeps helping out, or not,
Yes.
or getting everyone into trouble, which then gives you an opportunity to get a merit badge. So
All the more reason for Netflix to get on that. You can obviously make all the kinds of Bootsy swag.
again, hi Netflix. We are really developing a robust world here where it is a group of were-goats and their perma-goat Bootsy, who is just, I think, perhaps the mastermind behind everything.
So think merchandise.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
Bootsy, but you have to buy all the outfits.
You have to get all that. This is
Have
like a
to.
Build-A-Bear situation. Build
Yeah.
a Bootsy
Bootsy.
situation.
Oh,
You get to stuff your Bootsy, and then you get to decide which accessories and which outfit goes on Bootsy at that moment. It is big business. I think there's probably also some sort of a scent that you can put inside there. You could probably play, I would bet that the show will have a rockin' theme song that you can play, and then when you squeeze Bootsy, it'll play the theme song.
The theme song.
Or it'll just like go, which is also good.
But English with an English accent. though.
English. We're still working on. We're workshopping the sound that Bootsy makes. But by the time you get a hold of us, we'll have a full package for you.
Limited
the
edition
treatment.
monocle.
Limited edition monocle
Yep.
made with actual glass. Don't give it to your children
Or your goats.
or your goats.
Or your goats.
Your
Yeah.
goats will
Eat
eat
that.
Eat it.
Bootsy.
Yeah.
Now I feel like we need to make Bootsy cookies. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah, I know.
super distracted by Bootsy because they're wonderful. Okay. I think this is an excellent place to take a quick bio break. And then when we come back, I'm going to throw these scouts into the forest, basically, and just be like, haha, mystery. Go solve it. So I suggest you all get yourself some strong English tea, because that's what Bootsy would like. And some sort of baked good, maybe a scone. That feels right. Or like Biscotti. I don't know what we're like. If we're following Bootsy's diet, maybe like just some cardboard.
Yeah.
Chew on that for a while.
Some pellet pie.
Whatever you want. Listen, I
Wow.
don't, as a human, I don't condone other humans eating non-food items, but for entertainment value, you could chew on some cardboard. And then come right back here and we will see you in a few minutes. Okay, bye. Welcome back from the break. We talked about how pizza rolls don't have a jingle. So, I think that the folks over at Pizza Rolls should get on that, or you can hire us to come up with one because we've been spitting really amazing ideas today. So I think, and then we can use the jingle that we came up with for Pizza Rolls on advertisements during our Netflix show.
Yes.
Product placement at its finest.
Maybe Bootsy's favorite food are pizza rolls.
That's it.
Vegetarian ones though, just
vegetarian pizza, cheese only.
Unless they're like classic spinach ones.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, maybe they come up with like a Bootsy exclusive that has veggies in it with the cheese.
Well, Shelly, you have the baking badge, so I believe.
Oh, you could bake the pizza rolls.
I could bake the pizza rolls.
I want you to cover a box art.
Yeah, you do the box art by smacking your head into it.
But to clarify, it's just shell because the book that I was looking at was Falling Up by Shel Silverstein.
Yeah,
okay, got it. Thank
Shel
you.
Silverstein
of course,
quote
thank you.
Tattooed on my arm. Because we love Shel Silverstein.
Yeah. Shel Silverstein and Tove Jansson, I think, are like two of my favorite artists / writers because they just they just draw amazing things and write amazing things. Total tangent there. Sorry about that.
Total tangent is the name of my autobiography. So I think we're okay. Just take a last episode on the show. We had a whole other discussion about the Great British Bake Off that had nothing to do with what we were doing. It was just like, hey, you guys know the new season started. And that was basically so 2 in a row now. Bake Off references.
Yeah. Love that. Love it.
People who are producing Bake Off, BBC4, also call us. We will syndicate our Netflix show on your channel.
Yeah. Also, I have a spinoff idea. I know nothing about baking, but let me tell you, I can pretend.
Yeah.
I know a lot about baking.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's gonna have a soggy bottom. I have no idea.
It's gonna have a soggy bottom.
Doesn't
don't want to have it.
I know.
I mean, logically, you know what both of the words mean, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know how you achieve a soggy bottom or how one does not achieve
or not achieve it. Yeah.
But I know you don't want it.
No.
And that's why I think I should be a judge.
Yeah, I like that you went straight for judge and not for host.
No, judge.
You were like, no, I'm going to judge it. And I'm just going to tell you
nothing.
This is, I don't like this. Why? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you, but I think it's because it doesn't taste as good as the others.
There you go. That's a valid excuse. I feel like I should not be a judge because I would just be like, this is all really good. Just like constantly shoving more food in my face. To be like, who wins? Everyone.
And I think in that one, you're the winner every time.
I'm the winner. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Whitney. What were you going to say?
The opposite of soggy bottoms. And while Whitney hates this idea, I feel like Trick would bake all of their pizza rolls in like a fucking bowl.
Oop,
in the volcano. That's my one. In the volcano.
Oh, just like super charred, like little briquettes.
Yeah. So it'll be for the fans that like my sister that want to eat charcoal instead of food.
Wow. Yeah. I'm sorry that Trick is not an excellent baker.
Bootsy still loves him.
Yeah.
Still loves them.
Yeah.
It's good. It's like I heard it's like charcoal, like activated charcoal is
good. It's good for your tum tum.
And it's very like it's a very bougie ingredient that people like to use in things.
It's true.
But not for Bootsy.
No.
I don't know where we're going. Hi. Welcome back.
Start again. There we go.
And I'm going to start over. Welcome back from the break. Okay, so the three of you, I'm going to say that there's probably like, you know how for those of you who used to do scouts, that there would be the folk who like they did it for a couple months and then they lost interest and fell away, and then like, you know, you sort of have like a new wave at the beginning of each season, sort of. But like, I think the three of you really stuck it out, and I think that you have bonded in a really wonderful way. Like you're all very tight as friends, and I would like you to tell me what your like clubhouse looks like, because you clearly have some sort of headquarters, the three of you.
May I suggest that whatever clubhouse we have, it's like someplace high up, specifically because Trick likes to run up to it.
Yes. And then there's probably also a set of stairs and potentially an elevator.
And a ramp. And a ramp.
And a ramp.
Yeah. It's
I can
accessible.
build- I'm pretty sure Stella can build any of those except for maybe the elevator.
So do
It
you
could be
have
like a pulley system one?
Yeah.
That I could do. Yeah, because I can also tie the knot.
So is this like a treehouse situation, or is it up on the side of a mountain?
What do you both think?
I mean, it could be both. It could be a tree lodged in the mountain.
Whoa.
Okay, no, I'm visualizing it now. I like this. Like tree growing out of the side of like a semi cliff, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
And then you build the thing
Yeah.
between.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Love it.
Does your troop have a handshake?
Yes.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Or like a
Clearly.
password? Is this a password situation, or is it just
Or a salute.
all three?
Maybe
the same time.
we like bop.
Butt head.
Yeah.
Boop
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
Boop.
Is it your actual head? Or is it like, yes, actual heads?
I think it's actually, yeah, I agree.
Of course.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
everyone at home.
How could we not?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Apologies. All right. So the three of you are gathering. I assume that Trick is just running up the side of the tree / mountain to get up there. Stella, do you like the elevator or the ramp or the stairs? Which do you take to get in?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Bootsy probably.
Yeah, Bootsy can probably climb up the side willy-nilly.
But do they? Or is
well,
this like a put me in the elevator situation?
Well, it depends on Bootsy's mood.
Is Bootsy in a good mood today?
Is he in good mood? I think today they're a little cuddly. So I probably carry them up the stairs today.
Oh,
Aw.
lovely. And Shell?
Later
Elevator?
this time.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
So the three of you arrive in a true like characteristic fashion. You all show up together and do your greetings. And sitting in the middle of your headquarters, like in like a shaft of celestial lighting, almost highlighted, is a clear bottle with a message inside.
Oh.
Just appeared there.
That's weird.
Yeah. Did you guys did you all do this? Did you give me no?
I didn't do it. You
Bootsy.
didn't.
It was Bootsy all along.
Should we open it?
Yeah.
All right. right? It's not like stoppered shut. So you just have to sort of turn it upside down and the little scroll kind of falls out. And when you open it up, there's a lot of smudges on it. And just in the center, in big, scrawly block letters, it just says, help.
Somebody needs help. We should help them.
Yeah. I'll show it to Bootsy.
Bootsy immediately tries to eat it.
No, stop. No. Bootsy. I will give a pipe cookie.
Pipe cookie.
That Shell made to Bootsy instead. And hand the help letter.
Fine.
But how are we gonna know who do we need to help?
And what kind of help do they need? It's not specific. Do they need emotional help? Are they stuck in a tree? Do they get lost? Are they hangry?
All terrible situations to be in.
Yeah.
Do I happen to have maybe like a microscope in my backpack? Or not a microscope, magnifying glass?
Magnifying glass. That feels correct, but I am going to have you roll me a backpack check, and then we'll see what you're able to find.
If Bootsy didn't eat it or not.
Yeah.
So everybody does have a magnifying glass, but yes, roll.
Okay, great.
Yes,
roll, but we'll see if it might be buried somewhere. So we're looking for 4, 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah,
4.
4 success. You find your magnifying glass and tell me what you are looking on, and I can let you know what you find.
I'm seeing if there's anything else that we're missing, maybe smaller on the paper.
On the paper?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are, as you're looking over, there are several different kinds of substances in the smudges. You can identify 3 different kinds of smudges.
Okay. I'll show everyone other than Bootsy.
Immediately.
I feel like it's different. It's all other things. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Could I maybe identify some of those things because I am great at baking?
Yeah, I mean, this feels like, all right. So I'm thinking this is identifying, which is sort of a brainsy thing, which is, I think, your badge. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So you will be rolling with advantage, and we're looking for a 2 or a 3.
Okay. I got a 6 and a 1. So,
and you are a D6, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So you get okay. Well, here, I'm going to let you choose. You can either have a clue or you can turn into a goat.
I immediately transform into a goat and start sniffing this note.
Great. One of the substances you can tell right away is like crushed up candy.
Oh,
candy.
Okay.
You don't eat it yet. And then the other 2, one is just like a particular kind of like peaty dirt moss thing that seems familiar to you.
Okay.
And the third one is a particular kind of ink, but you don't know where it comes from.
Okay. Okay. There's definitely some candy and some dirt, but I'm not sure where the dirt is from. I definitely recognize the smell though. And there's some ink, but I don't know where the ink is from either. Do I know if the candy is chocolate based or other?
It's more like a fruit base.
Okay. Yeah. It's a fruity candy. It's not chocolate.
Could I try and identify the ink? Like maybe it's from a native region of the forest we dwell in.
Yeah, and use your arts. Yeah,
or
totally.
arts or outdoor plants.
Okay.
Or foraging.
Yeah, I like foraging. Okay,
Ugh.
so roll with advantage, and we're looking for a 2 or a 3.
Cool. I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3, success. Okay, so now that you're looking at it, this is very familiar to you. You have actually used this ink before in a series that you had done earlier. You went through sort of like a Rorschach phase, and you needed this important ink. You ended up not wanting to use it because it stained really badly, and
I could not get it out.
Could not get it out. And it is at the base of the plants you need for it are at the base of the Candy Mountains.
Well, that makes sense. This is from the Candy Mountains, y'all.
Should we go there and see if we can find who wrote this note?
Bootsy?
Meh.
Yeah,
Candy.
that'd be great.
Yes, you make a good point, Bootsy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Bootsy said no, we can't. Thanks for coming, everybody.
No. Sorry. Let me translate. Bootsy just suggested we pack a lunch.
Oh,
Good idea.
Or
Bootsy,
lunch candy.
always thinking with their stomach. It could be candy. I'm not your mom. You can do whatever you want.
Can we get candy there?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to a
Right?
place where you can get
Yeah.
lunch. The mountain.
So I think veggies, and then buy the dessert when we're there.
Yes, we definitely should pack some carrots and celery and all kinds of veggies, and maybe some hay. I think would be a good idea too.
We advocate for a balanced diet here on Sarah's table.
We'll get some alfalfa sprouts, and that covers everyone.
But we
Yes.
also advocate for candy here on Sarah's table. So can't wait. We're going to get there, and you're just going to lose Bootsy because you're just going to lick the mountain for like
Candy Mountain, Charlie.
yummy. Okay, so I'm going to have everybody please roll me. I need one more bad check from everybody. So we're looking for a 2 or a 3.
Nope.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
Also 3.
Okay, so Trick is already ready to go. Like maybe even trying to leave currently. Just like we said we were going. There's going to be candy at the end. I'm leaving now. Shell and Stella, perhaps the more level-headed ones of the troop. Possibly because you're not constantly banging your head against a mountain. You think maybe I should look at the bottle before we go. And since you guys both had this idea and you both succeeded, I'm going to say that not only do you think to look at it, but as you are looking at it, there is along the bottom of the bottle, there is like what looks like several symbols etched into the glass, like along the base in like a circle.
Can you read these, Stella?
I don't think so. They're, and I mm-mm.
No.
Bootsy? No.
Licks it.
Maybe we should take this with us. And
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Great. You go outside and Trick is like at the base, just head run down the mountain and he's like, yo.
Give us a chance to catch up, Trick.
So, which of you, Trick clearly has been to the base of the Candy Mountain before because they got the ink. Have either of you been to this area?
I don't think. No, I wouldn't bring Bootsy there. It'd be bad for his stomach.
That's
My-
fair.
Their teeth.
And their teeth.
And my parents don't let me have as much candy as I would like to have, even though I'm an expert baker.
Sure. You're always giving it away.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, so that means, Trick, it's going to be up to you to find the path there. Lucky for everyone. You're an excellent pathfinder. I'm going to say that this is probably a shoes roll for you to identify where you would be putting your feet. You may roll with advantage because you are using your pathfinding ability. So you are looking for a 3, a 4, or a 5.
I got a 5.
A 5. Okay, you
That's
have mapped
advantage.
out. You have mapped out the route to get you there. It's not an easy walk. Like, you are going to the base of the Candy Mountain, which is a particular mountain in sort of the middle of the range. And it's, as always with your pathfinding, you don't necessarily find the easiest way. You do find the coolest way to get
The
there.
path that rocks.
Yeah, the path that rocks. And so you have laid it out for them. I mean, this could even be a situation when you are describing your path. Do you just verbally describe it? Do you like etch it in the dirt? Like how are you conveying to them best way?
I feel like it's a verbal description, but it's like Trick is enthusiastic mentioning all the hard parts, just like in Guts the show. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be like a bunch of jagged rocks. Like it's an unbeaten trail. The canopy you can barely see because the canopy is so high. It's gonna be so dope.
It's gonna be awesome. Okay, well, I think everybody should give me a shoes roll to get through this path that Trick has shown. You can let me know if you feel like the shoes you are wearing would give you advantage.
Yeah, I feel like the woodsy shoes would definitely give them
Woodsy's
advantage,
definitely,
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But I do think that Trick, just to do a comparison, they do a drawing of the lane path, and they make it very clear that path is going to take like twice as long.
Okay.
So I'm making it's like, yes, this might be difficult, but giant swirly line. 5 years later, we get there, lane path.
And then like immediately
All
like
right.
brush it away. Like, no, it's even gone now. I don't know.
I think if Bootsy is feeling up to it, I'd let Bootsy carry me for a little bit when I inevitably get tired of walking.
Well, that's nice. That's
Aw.
great. Goats are very good at navigating paths, so that should be okay. Yeah.
I would like to not use my advantage because before Whitty said probably that type of boots would give advantage, I had rolled a 1, and I love the idea of goat form to take this path.
Yeah. That's great. How did we do, Christian?
I rolled an 8.
Which is your clue, right? You have a D8?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the way that clues work is you can ask a question, right?
Okay.
What would you like? What would you like to know?
Oh goodness. I guess I could ask if there's if this, the trail we're taking has been used by anyone else recently, or if there's any clues to the path we're taking specifically.
Yeah, you see. So this is not an easy path for you. Specifically, I think that you of the group are the least athletic, just in general. And you don't have this handy, like, I can turn into a goat if things get too hard. So, sometimes I think the other two kind of forget that. And you are lagging a touch behind your companions, and you trip over some stuff and you fall. It just doesn't really hurt you, but you're like, oh man. And when you're on the ground, you see that there is absolutely evidence that something has been using this trail. Does not look like human feet, but it's definitely something traveling along this path.
Okay. Bro, who knows about this path? I imagine I'm on Bootsy at this point. I'm just like,
you're just like, oh man, just get back up on.
Trick, is this like a path that's normally used by things?
I mean, people that are awesome.
Okay. Are there not people that are awesome that take this path?
What?
Sorry, let me I'm tired. I saw there's tracks and stuff that are not human. So like I imagine that like I'd see that on the other path, the squiggly line that you drew, right? Because that's what normal people take. So what would take this?
Someone who obviously wanted candy.
That's fair.
Who wanted candy quickly.
Yes. Yeah.
That does not narrow it down.
Well, can you tell how fast they were going? Because I mean, like, some of the Candy Mountain is chocolate, and like there's certain times a day where it's just like, long story short, it's not an ideal place to be. I mean, like, lava is dope, melted chocolate.
Chocolate lava sounds awesome. I make a really good chocolate lava cake.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I want a chocolate lava cake.
I mean, like,
yes, eating it, but like getting covered in it. No.
I like to be delicious.
I like so good
to live deliciously. Because I'm a goat.
I think that's the parenthetical title of this episode. I like to be delicious.
Yeah, I feel like Trick is kind of like me, where it's like I'm okay with clay, like certain types of messes. Like I like being covered in clay, but like charcoal, no. So I'm like, paint, yes. Chocolate, no.
Yeah, that's right.
Fair.
It gets sticky. Yeah, no, I understand. You are welcome on your adventure if you would like to try to analyze the tracks that you found.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. And I do have a badge in tracking.
You sure do. It's almost like I just found that out.
That means advantage, right?
Advantage, yep.
Right.
Oranges are hard to remember sometimes. 5
and a 7.
Ooh. Okay, so you are fatigued, I think. This is like, you're very winded from being on this path. And like, you are having a hard time determining, and maybe it's because you've never seen tracks like this before. And I am going to give you a lesson.
Okay.
So take a lesson token. I don't know what that lesson would be yet.
Process of elimination, because technically that's still a clue, because it's not something we're familiar with.
It's true.
Well done. You are still heading along the path. You're not terribly far from the Candy Mountain. So I think you come sort of around a bend, over a rise, if you will, and you see a little valley, and at the other side of the valley is where the ink comes from. And you see like a lot of broken plants. Like something very big went through it very fast.
Someone was really in a hurry to get that candy. Dang.
I mean, you have to be if you take that path.
It's true. Why would anyone do this to themselves? Trick's like, this is the best thing ever. You guys are like, why? Why? Just walk there on the other path.
Because stop for lunch on the other path.
What do we know that's
Picnic.
big? Maybe an elephant?
Elephants are big.
Were the tracks as big as an elephant, though?
The tracks were inconclusive as to what sort of creature it came from.
But it's not a creature we've seen before. So if we've seen an elephant, that means it wasn't an elephant.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Definitely have seen an elephant.
Are there animals native to the Candy Mountain, or like maybe like a migratory animal that's only there like certain times of year?
Yeah, when the candy rope grows.
Yes.
I do love candy rope season.
That's what they make their nests out of.
But everybody can give me a badge, because this feels like it would be a thing that you would have maybe read about at some point. So everybody give me a badge roll. If you feel like you can use one of your badges, and we roll with advantage. If you tell me why.
I have rolled a 3.
You have rolled a success. I will tell you what you discover soon.
7.
Okay. Stella's having a rough day. Stella's really good at knots, so that she does not have to do a lot of physical exercise, I think. Yeah. She's like, no, I just built up a contraption thing. What about Trick?
I rolled a 1.
Oh. You turn into your goat.
Mountain goat.
Okay, I'm gonna resolve Shell first. Shell, you remember reading that because the Candy Mountain is like completely candy, that there actually aren't any creatures that are native to it.
Oh, yes.
Lots of things come visit it because it's delicious, but nothing lives there year round. And you turn into a goat. And you're able to bound up high because of your goat form is even more agile and sure-footed. And from your vantage point, you can see in the valley that there is something big moving and shaking all of the trees in one section, like pretty quickly, and moving around in a kind of an erratic fashion.
I think I found our big thing.
Let's go.
Okay.
Does anyone want some candy while I'm up here?
Oh, yeah. The almond brittle. Get what's to your left.
Candy break. We're going to take a quick candy break. Just
yeah. I want some nougat.
Yum.
Some choices. All right.
Okay, so we have an option. You are at the top of a rise. You can take the fast way down or the safe way down.
Fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, you guys always do this to me.
I'm cooperative. So
You're cooperative.
I know
It's
it's for the
true.
best.
There to your right is a little chocolate stream that you can hop in and ride down to the base of the mountain you are on. I am going to ask for a shoes roll from everybody just to make sure that we make it down without mishaps. I don't think anybody's kind of shoe is going to help in this. Tell me.
I can wade through streams specifically.
Oh, interesting. All right, then you can have advantage. I will let you do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. I got a 3.
3 is a success.
7.
Babe.
I got a 5 and a 6.
I think I'm too busy trying to hold Bootsy up.
Oh, Bootsy up. Okay.
So he doesn't get covered in
I got chocolate up my nose.
Okay, so here is what happens. We had a 5, and we had a 3, and those are successes. And so your goat friends hop in and just like, whee, and like look really cool, and like just like they're Tokyo drifting down the side of the mountain, just like looking real cool. Wind whipping their ears back, like super cool. And Stella's like, yeah, me too, and hoists Bootsy up above her head and jumps in and immediately loses her footing, and just like ass over tea kettle, just like a constant roll, like a backwards roll as you're going down. And somehow Bootsy is just like staying on top of you, like people who are on the log roller, right? And just like everything's fine, they're not getting dirty. And you are just, by the time you get to the bottom, you're essentially like a bonbon of chocolate.
Double coated.
Y'all made it. And you get another lesson.
Great.
It's like, oh, shouldn't jump
This is
in
a
there.
learning experience for
Learning
Stella.
experience. Stella's, by the end of it, the merit badge that they are going to earn is like, don't listen to your friends. Made my own decisions. You're all at the base of the mountain that you were on. You can see the trees just like shaking as something is passing through them, and it's moving faster than any animal that you have ever seen.
Do you know what that is, either of you? Should we chase it?
Is this what needs help?
Or is it what they
Need
is
help from?
Yeah.
Could be both. Both is good.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me how you are chasing it. What is the plan? Are you going to try to cut it off? Are you like trying to fall in behind it?
Could I? Is it like making a path around? Is it like running the same area, or does it seem to be having a?
Yeah, so it's all stuck in the same place, and you know what? Shell, you're good with codes and patterns. Can you give me a badge roll with advantage to see if you can determine what this pattern is?
Yeah. I rolled 2 4s.
I think you're still riding a high from like sliding down and looking real cool. And so,
nougat.
and nougat, you ate a lot of nougat. There's still some left over, and you're just like, this is great. Oh man. Candy's the best. As you have discussed, you don't get as much as you would like. So that sugar is just like coursing through your veins right now. So there's no discernible pattern that you can find. So it all seems to be in the valley, but seems pretty erratic to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I can find a dead tree, maybe I can, as it's coming near, I can make sure it falls and it'll direct them towards you.
Ooh. All right. This feels like, I think it's not hard for you to find a dead tree, or at least I think that happens a lot in woods, and as scouts, you would, without even having to try very hard, you'd be able to find one. This is going to be a backpack roll to see if you have the proper gear to knock said tree over at the proper time. But because of your knots badge, I'm going to give you advantage.
Cool.
A 7 would be okay here.
2 out of 5.
Adds up to 7. A 5 is a success. We did it. Stella, we found your time. You're back, baby. And so how are you going to rig this tree? Or are you going to like manually do it?
I think there's 2 ways to do it. If I have the rope, which I imagine I would.
Absolutely.
I can like tie it, and so it can either like catch whatever runs by it, right? As it runs through, and that will actually pull it down.
Okay.
To hopefully like keep it going that way, to run away from it, or to like slow it down because it's dragging a dead tree. But
sure.
That's my thought, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just like you're ready. I'm ready for you to set it up. Like,
okay. So I find the tree in question, right? I'm going to try to like, I'll tie it to a point where it's going to be able to be pulled, and then I'll tie it basically loosely to another tree so that whatever it is runs by,
like across the path.
Yeah. Across the path. Yeah.
Okay. So you got it all set up. Are you all hiding, or are you out in plain view?
I don't think I thought to hide. What do you both think?
I absolutely hid.
You hid.
Yeah.
That's fair. Trick?
I hid at the top of the tree it's going to fall because I want to experience gravity in its purest form.
Trick is a menace, you guys.
Bro, be careful. It's not.
Bro.
No, but this could be a new artwork form for me. I go into a tree that's going to fall, and I put paint on me.
Okay.
And where I land.
Yes. Yeah.
I just want you to be particularly careful because it is going to fall.
I know.
So I just don't want you to fall early.
Right. Great. So you've all taken your places. Some perhaps more ill-advised than others. And you hear like a rumble of something coming closer. And this big like mechanical contraption comes out of the woods and runs into the rope that you have tied up, and just like rips that tree out of the ground. Trick, give me a boots roll, a shoes roll, please.
Oh, goodness.
We're looking through for a 3, 4, or 5.
I got a 4.
Woo! You are so agile. You land on top of this contraption. And it's sort of like, when you're like pushing something that has a motor or something, you hear something that has a motor and it gets like stuck on something, and you hear that like it's doing that as it's going, because it's like the tree sort of, it's attached to the other tree, which was healthy enough that it didn't come out of the ground. And so it sort of like pushes it in a different direction. And Trick, you look down and there is like a cockpit in it in the middle. And there's a little like gnome who's just like desperately trying to move levers and stuff around, and he looks up and he sees you and he's like, help. And he's just pushing a bunch of buttons and like stuck. It is still going. It is now going in a circle, like around the tree that it was tied to.
Is this yours, bro? Like Trick gestures to the machine.
He's like,
That sounds like a no. Okay, I want to do our group greeting on the machine.
Are you doing it on the cockpit to get him out, or on the machine to stop the machine?
On the machine to stop it, because that's way more epic.
You are correct. This is a guts roll.
Can I say I have that my painting badge applies to this, because I'm crushing my head into things more often than people probably should?
I say yes, absolutely. This is your art form, and perhaps at this moment it's just the art of war. It's okay.
I got okay, 7.
7 is a success.
Yes.
You smash your head down into the machinery, and it bends something just enough that like, and it was at the same time as serendipitously as the gnome hitting some button, and it like crumpled part of the outside, and it sort of like and stops moving, and some smoke comes out of it, and then it starts to slowly tip over to the side. And I need everybody to give me a shoes roll to see how we all get out of the way.
Oh dear.
Would this be agility based?
It would absolutely be agility based.
Okay, great.
Trick has met his match. He rolled a 9.
Oh no.
3 and a 5.
Double success, which here on Sarah's Table I like to call a super duper success, which is not officially in the rules, but it feels to me anytime I play a polymorph game that like that sounds better to me than a critical hit. So I call it a super duper success.
Yeah.
And what about Shell?
5.
Success. Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. You two are just like scooting out of the way as this thing topples. Trick goes flying. Still in goat form, I believe. Yes, because of the slide down on the top. So you just see like the back end of Trick like sticking out of a nearby tree with their little goat feet kicking. Just
I would like to try and help Trick out of this tree.
I think if you are taking your time that you do not need to roll for that. Cool. This is probably not an uncommon situation. That Trick's front end is stuck in something.
I see that.
And everybody else has to help Trick out. So this contraption is now laying on the ground. But it's not like nobody has come out of it yet.
Is this the thing that was making the tracks in the path?
Yes. Which is why it was so confusing, because it's sort of cobbled together. And so it's not like a clear roller path. Like part of it is a roller, but then there's also sort of a foot situation. And it like didn't make any sense because it's not, it doesn't look like it was constructed by somebody who was like good at robots.
That's fair.
Are you still in there?
Help!
We gotta help him out. We gotta. Where's where are you?
I'm over here. Well, now I think I'm on the ground, but there's a like a dome above me, but I'm sideways. So
All right, Bootsy, let's go. Run over there. Is it like a glass dome? Bootsy, get it.
Boots, get it. This is a guts roll. You need a 5 through 9.
All right. Come on. 6.
6 is a success. How does Bootsy get through this glass?
I think Bootsy starts like doing the classic, like rutting with with their foot and getting ready to like just charge it and charges it and then stops shy and then turns around and like kicks it.
Clink. This is classic Bootsy. Got to use your boots for everything.
Yeah.
Not your head. Yeah. It breaks safely. And it clearly was safety glass or something, it's a vehicle. You have to be careful. So it sort of spider webs out and then you're able to like remove it. And this little gnome crawls out, like classic gnome, garden gnome situation. I don't know if any of you remember the cartoon David the Gnome.
Yes.
But like big red pointy hat, beard. And he's like, whoa, oh, thanks. Whoa, listen, I was that was very rough and I couldn't get out. And then I hit all the buttons and then it didn't do anything I wanted it to do. And then there was a problem.
That sounds hard.
It was hard. Also, it's a mess now, and I feel bad about that.
What were you doing in there?
Oh, right. Okay. So, you know about the bad guys that live in the Candy Mountain.
No.
What?
You know the Candy Mountain right there. Yeah. There's like a wizard in there. And
Is he a candy wizard?
I would assume so. I don't know. I try not to talk to him. He's very scary. Anyway, he was in there and I mean, he gnome napped me and my brother to help him do some sort of wizardry. I don't know what. I don't have magic. I'm just a gnome. But he needed help moving some stuff or something, and he gnome napped us. And then, I was able to break free, but I couldn't get my brother out. So my brother, who's the smarter of the two of us, obviously he's a smart guy. He said, go for help. And so I saw this robot thing and I thought robots are helpful. So I got in the robot.
I don't think you should count yourself short. I think that was a very smart. You couldn't take into account that you wouldn't know how to run a robot.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely tell my mom about that when I get back because I think she'll be real proud of me. But
did you send us a note?
Oh, yeah.
That was you.
I sent a note. I threw a bunch of notes out. I threw a bunch of notes out from the robot. I don't know where they went, but I put them in bottles because I had bottles of. I drank all the soda pop, and then it was empty, and so I put a little help note in there, and then I sent out like 4 or 5. Did you get all 4 or 5? I don't remember how many I did. You got 1? Okay. Well, cool. So now there's 6 of us, so we can go in and help my brother, right?
What's the stuff on the bottom? What's the magic, the root,
I don't
You don't know what those are?
I don't know how to read.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think
Okay.
the buttons are probably all labeled in there, but I don't know how to read. So just kind of like did some stuff, but I don't know. Maybe it's important.
What does I pull out the bottle? What's it say on the bottle?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what we were just. I think that's what
but
we were
I mean, sorry.
No, it's
Let
okay.
me rephrase.
Oh, okay.
What flavor soda was in here?
Oh, I think that one was strawberry. It was tasty, but it did make me feel a little weird when I drank it. But
like weird how?
I don't like. I did float a little.
You like, as in you felt floaty, like, or you actually floated?
Like my feet didn't touch the ground for a while.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Where do you have can you drink it all?
Yeah. Well, I needed the bottle.
Right, of course.
And so I just drank it. Just
where does the soda come from?
Oh, the wizard makes it.
Okay. He is a candy wizard.
The worst kind.
Bum bum bum.
What does the robot do? What's the robot? Did he make the robot too?
I think he must have. There's more in there. If we're going to go in and get my brother, like we could just all go in and then you can see all the cool stuff. I mean, his stuff is pretty cool, but like, I also don't like moving rocks around all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
It sounds like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And I'm a very small gnome. I mean, for a gnome, I'm very tall, but like gnomes are little. So I'm the tallest one of my family. And it's not just because I have an extra tall hat. Like everyone says it's because of my hat, but it's not just because of the hat. Like I am also very tall for a gnome. So.
So, okay.
Okay.
So you want us, we
The six
go
of
inside,
us.
the six of us. The plan is, we're going to go inside the mountain.
Yeah.
And rescue your brother from the wizard.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds, I mean, that's, yeah.
Okay.
There's only, who's the sixth?
Well, me and you and you and you, and that looks like you, and that's six.
Oh, okay. I see what's happening. Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
No, it's okay. It's
okay.
Not the gnome is not going to be earning his math merit badge.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Oh.
Can we figure out what this machine is for?
Oh, as far as I can tell, it's for making a big mess of trees, which I think it did real good. Is that not it?
Say that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're welcome to check it out if you think you could know more about it, but like all of the buttons made it make a mess of trees. So.
I don't have my robotics badge yet, but
you can still do a straight badge roll, which is definitely a possibility if you have a 2 or a 3. Give it a roll.
I think it's worth it.
Give it a shot.
Try it. That's a 1.
That means that Bootsy can tell you what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does Bootsy go into the machine?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm like looking at it and like studying something really hard, and Bootsy just like walks over to the thing.
Beep, 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 beep.
that like very quick, easily says what it does.
It's like, I found the label. Yeah. Bootsy brings back something. It's like a button that maybe had like broken off in the destruction. And it says bottle cap on it.
Bottle cap. Bottle cap. Okay.
Is
So
he?
No,
Go
go ahead,
ahead.
bro.
No, it's like, is the wizard making potions from Candy Mountain?
Me.
Listen, I don't know if they're potions, but they sure are delicious. I'll tell you that. Yeah. You cut a couple of different colors. There's a strawberry one, and I got a little floaty after that one. And then there's purple. I think that's grape. It's good. It's real good. And then there's a blue one, which I think is maybe like maybe blue raspberry, which I think is funny because I have never personally seen a raspberry that is blue, but like it seems to taste like raspberry, only be blue, which is just clearly why he's magic and I'm not. But they're all real tasty, and I think there was a green one, but I didn't taste any of the green ones.
I guess maybe this machine you like is making the stuff. I mean, you know, I don't know. He's tearing down the trees and he's using.
Do you think? Here's a question. Do you think that it was bad at driving because it's not a driving machine?
I think maybe, and I think maybe is this machine made to put caps on bottles like this?
Oh, I mean, there was a whole mess of bottles like that just right next to this machine. But it's got like a wheelie thing. So I thought that meant that it was a car.
I mean, it did get you out of the mountains. So
It got me out of the mountain. So like clearly it was a car. Maybe it's like some sort of dual purpose robot, right? Like it could be a car or it could put caps on bottles.
Yeah.
Perhaps it had wheels so it could be moved around.
Oh, that's smart.
Not driven, maybe.
Oh,
Or is it a stamp that it rolls onto the bottles?
Oh.
whoa. He's just like every time you guys are saying something new, he's like, yeah, that's good.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the wizard?
Oh, sure. He's super tall. And his hat is not nearly as nice as my hat, you know. And he's a little scary, but like mostly because he's magic. So that's pretty scary. And then he doesn't stick around a lot, but like when he does come in, he makes sure, and he always seems to know where we are. So that's a problem, I think, maybe for everybody. There's also other people in there that he has taken.
Oh. Should we maybe rescue everybody?
Well, I don't know if they want to be rescued. I mean, my brother does because we talked about it, but like I haven't gotten to talk to everybody in there. So I don't know if they want to come out, and I wouldn't want to like force them. That would make me as bad as the wizard, you know. We could ask them though, I guess.
Ask him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rescue consent is important.
It's important. Safety discussion. As you are all finding all of this stuff out from this bumbling tiny creature, you hear like a like it sounds like fabric ripping, and near the mountain behind you, like a portal opens, and something a figure steps out and then the mountain opens and the figure steps into the mountain. And I'm going to wrap us up. The three of you, no rolls needed, dash into the mountain after this. I'm sorry, the six of you. the six of you dash into the mountain. You have your gnome companion and our three scouts and Bootsy, and the mountain rumbles shut behind you. And that is going to be the end of our episode today. You are inside the Candy Mountain with presumably the evil candy wizard. So let's have a moment. Let's do let's do our moments of gratitude. What happened during either character build or our brief game session that was like clutch or really funny, or just like something that you really enjoyed, something that happened with your fellow role players.
Whitney using her head to do things was perfect.
Yeah.
And obviously I love everything about Bootsy.
Yeah.
Bootsy, like, just being like very put upon.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I have to do everything around here. Let me just
Yeah, I just imagine when we're looking at the machine that Stella is looking at an obviously unimportant bit, and then Bootsy kind of just like nudges me until I realize.
Just like sighs heavily and points you in the right direction.
Classic Bootsy.
Classic Bootsy.
Bootsy's the best.
Yeah.
It's true.
Anything else jump out?
I love the badges.
Yeah.
I love that idea of
they're
that
so
being,
great.
like, proficiency, and like I just think that's amazing. That's my favorite part.
Yay.
Oh, because we are going to continue this adventure at some point. You each have earned a badge at the end of this adventure. I'm going to give. Okay. I'm going to give Shell surfing.
Yes.
Because
Awesome.
you surfed down the river.
Awesome.
I'm going to give Trick. Gosh, I'm trying to figure out how to word this correctly. I want it to be something along the line of like writing, because you rode, but it's maybe something about it's a new medium of art, perhaps. I'm going to give Trick Impact Sports.
Impact Sports.
And Stella, I'm going to give you, because of setting up the trap and doing all the stuff, I'm going to give you Rube Goldberg machines. Mainly because I really want you to be like, okay, we're gonna set. But it also feels very much like something that Stella, who doesn't want to do a lot of physical exertion, would like. I'm going to set this up so that it brings me my breakfast in the morning, kind of situation.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, badges are dope. And so exciting to like, as a game mistress, to like think up of what I can give you. You did something really cool, and then at the end of this adventure, you get a new badge. And what is it story wise? And like, how do we get there? And yeah. Do we have any other moments before I announce where this is going? Just kidding. It was all good stuff. I really liked it. This is clearly not the end of this adventure. People watching at home, like, obviously, we're not just going to leave them inside this mountain. We might, actually. I mean, I am not going to purposely leave them inside this mountain. They may choose as a troop to, like, get rid of the evil candy wizard and, like, use this as their new base. I don't know. But we are going to take this opportunity to have a crossover event with our pals at 9th level. And so the conclusion of this adventure is going to be released on 9th level's YouTube in the future. And you can follow me here on my socials and 9th level on their socials to find out when it's going to happen. But like, in order for you to see what happens to our trip of goats, you have to follow not the safest path, but the most rad path over to 9th level's YouTube and check it out. Adriel, is there anything else you would like to say about the game in general before we wrap up?
No.
Just, you're going to want to buy it when it comes out in January.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, well then let's go around the table and have everybody again tell me where we can find you, plug any upcoming projects that you have. I'm going to start with Whitney.
Hi, Whitney.
Hi.
You can find me on Twitter at Whittledragon, WIDDLE Dragon, or on my website, littlewishproductions.com. My current project is a Lady Blackbird hack where you are house spouses and criminals that using a crime app to find tasteful crimes in your area, as long as protection from the fuzz.
Amazing.
And I wanted to add, because of course, and now I thought of it, we only got to utilize it once or twice, but I love the idea of a backpack, because it's like, when you have a backpack, you obviously, it's like, I have the thing.
Right.
And since we all have badges, it ties into the awesome badge mechanic, because it's like, you'd obviously have things in your backpack that have to do with your badge.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just love that mechanic. Like, I have the thing.
Also, do you have like a sash that the badges go on, or do they go on your backpack?
It's your choice. I was envisioning both. And also, an important note about badges is that while you earn more, you still can only play with a certain amount. So you have to choose between the badges that you have, so that they're not like, so you can't do everything every game.
So in campaign play, you decide at the start which 12 you are going to have.
Exactly.
Rad. Christian, where can we find you, friend?
You can find me at roughmagicgames.com. That is the business that I own and run. And we're just a bunch of professional game masters. We run a lot of local events in the Chicagoland area. We have youth programming. We are a lot of local conventions as well. But really, we're just around to be a professional game master for those who don't want to take the time to do it themselves, or are maybe just getting into the hobby. And yeah, we're our next big project, which is not announced yet. So you've heard it here first. We don't have a date or anything yet, but we're creating an immersive experience that's going to be kind of like a dinner theater for Dungeons and Dragons. So
it's going to be rad.
Yeah, it's going to be rad.
And if you are not local to Chicago, we also offer virtual sessions.
Yes,
so
we do have lots of online campaigns that you can join or hire us for one shots online as well. We use all sorts of VTTs and the like.
All the things.
Yeah.
Excellent. Adriel, where can we find you?
You can find me all the places that 9th Level Games exists, at 9thlevelgames.com, and on Twitter at 9th Level Games, and on Instagram at 9th Level Games. And you can find me personally on Twitter at reindeerb. Yeah, and that's sort of where I am.
Yeah. And keep an eye out for Nancy Druid, which we're hoping is going to be released in January. And as soon as it's out and you buy it, please let us know about your troop that you have built at home. Let us know about your scout and all the misadventures that they get into. And then let us know if anybody figures out the proper way to play a scout horse princess. If you can figure that out, we're all very interested.
I want to know.
Know. My name is Sarah Moore. You can find me on the internet at Pixies and Pins pretty much everywhere. And you can go to my website at pixiesandpins.com. And you can find me here every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific on Gen Con TV for Sarah's Table. Next week, I am doing another crossover with Peter Atkinson's World of Chaldea, and we're doing an Actoroki episode. And then the following week, we're kicking off a 4-episode campaign for The Crowned, which is a new RPG that I helped create. And we are in the process of launching a Kickstarter on October 10th. So everybody back it and play gods with me. And then also play horse princess scout gods with me. I'm going to mash every game I've ever played up into one game. And I'm going to do a solo RPG adventure of it. And it's going to be amazing. Yeah. Nothing's weird about that. Everything is totally normal. And it's not just my stress talking. La, 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 la. Thank you all for being at my table today. It was such a treat to have you here. And I would like to thank my partner, who is my editor, for making us look pretty and making me look like I'm looking in the right direction at all times, which I don't know. That's maybe not true. I definitely am not. And I would like to thank Marcus Mays, who is our tech at Gen Con TV, who hit the go button for me tonight and is monitoring chat, and I'm sure is saying really amazing, nice things about me, because he does have to see me next week in person. So I'm sure that he's being a delight, as always. I'd like to thank Gen Con for this platform. It's really important to me that I boost the signal of indie RPGs that are made by smaller publishers or individuals, because there's just, not everybody has that D&D money and influence behind them. And that doesn't mean that their game is not amazing. So it's really important to me that we get as many games out there as possible. And thank you at home for watching. And I can't wait to make more for you. So as always, keep making art and keep being art. We will see you next time. Mwah.